Sorry, there's my change that fell on the floor. Alrighty, so my tribute speech, I dedicated my tribute speech to my grandmother, Diane Hamilton. The first point that I made about my grandmother was that she is a very, very strong woman. She was in a domestic marriage, raising 2 kids, which is not an easy task. Imagine being in a domestic marriage and you're going through troublesome things, and you're experiencing things in front of your kids that kids are never supposed to see. Never. My grandmother honestly is the strongest woman that I know that has been through times like this. And one thing that I can point out from my grandmother through this from now is that regardless of what she been through in that marriage, when she left, my grandmother, and even during that marriage, she always kept her head held high, her dignity, and she overcame things that normally some people are not able to overcome. Because you have some people who are in domestic marriages and sadly they aren't ever to make it out. They're not ever to make it out. And I am blessed and fortunate enough for my grandmother to still be here standing and healthy to this day. Without being in that situation. It is truly, truly a blessing. My grandmother has shown nothing but absolute strength and perseverance through that situation. And when she talks to me about it, she always says that was a lesson learned. You know, with that situation, with myself, everyone, that's my age and even younger than me, we're all going to grow up at some point and we're all going to get married. And being in a situation like that is honestly scary. It's scary. So every time I think about that, I always go to my grandmother and I talk to her and she explains everything to me. And she always says to never let my guard down, never let a man hit you, and always stand up for yourself. And every single word that she has shared with me wisdom-wise, I've always kept it. And it will forever stick with me. Another point that I wanted to bring up that I love about my grandmother so much is the fact that she's a very kind-hearted person. She has helped me through tough times when I was going through a really dark place in my life, going through depression, having certain thoughts and wanting to give up and quit. My grandmother was always there. She's shown me unconditional love through those times where I was having psychological issues and I was just angry and just going off and just yelling, going off and putting her through situations and things that that are very hard to deal with. You at that time, you don't really know how to deal with your emotions. Through everything that I've put my grandmother through, she has done nothing but shown me unconditional love, and I really appreciate that about her. Another thing that I also like that shows me that she's a very kind-hearted person is the fact that she put everyone else's needs before hers, no matter what she's going through. She makes sure that everyone is around her is well taken care of before herself. And that, honestly, I really do. I love that about her. I love that about her. Another point that I would like to point out is the fact that she is my hope. She is my hope. I would not trade her for anything in the world. I couldn't trade her for anything in the world. She is the best grandmother ever. She really is. She uplifts me. When COVID started happening and we had to transition into going online and now starting college, you know, things were at the point of, you know, senior, things were becoming kind of stressful. And she really has honestly always been there for me. And she's looked out for me in every aspect of my life, from elementary, middle school, to high school, to now college. And when I feel down and out, she reminds me of who I am, what my purpose is, and what is it that I am here for. And what she always tells me that I can do anything through Christ. And that honestly is very motivational, and that is why I am still standing here today, a strong young black woman, because of my grandmother, because of her strength, her kind heart, and her being my hope. I dedicated this speech to my grandmother because she is a very honorable woman, and I appreciate everything that she has done for me.